So JT's Record Room back at you. Want to tell a story about Rory Gallagher. The night that I saw Rory Gallagher, it was, I believe, September 1973. He was the opening act for Deep Purple at the Las Vegas Convention Center with Fleetwood Mac touring on their, I believe, their Penguin album, as they had Bob Weston, new in the band, Bob Welch. Danny Kerwin had just been evidently fired. I didn't know anything about it, but I loved all those records. So I walk into the show. Long story short, Deep Purple was a no-show that evening, and a riot ensued. So I walk into the show. I get right under the stage, and out walks Rory Gallagher. Now, I had heard about him. I was just 15 years old. Heard about him, was eager to see him. I was really there to see him and Fleetwood Mac. Everyone was there to see Deep Purple. They were on their Machine Head tour. And I'll tell you what happened. So, great memory. I'm standing directly under Rory Gallagher, and he just, in great Rory Gallagher fashion, pretty much steals the show right away. I mean, you don't really need to see much of anything else after you see him. I was so enthralled and impressed with him. You know, I remember Bullfrog Blues especially, and I just, I'm like, oh my God, you know, I mean, just it was just fantastic. Now, so he performs, he gets off stage, on comes Fleetwood Mac with the Penguin album. Let's get to the Penguin album. Here we go. Oh yeah. Now a lot of people think, you know, this one isn't very good. No, it's very, very good. They like to call it what, the wilderness years now. So they performed, and as a teenager, I really liked Christine McVie. Her vocals pretty much just made you melt. I mean, so it was great to see her, great to see the band. They were just incredible. So Fleetwood Mac gets off the stage. Now the whole arena at the Las Vegas Convention Center, again, September 1973, is chomping at the bit for Deep Purple to come on stage. Well, everybody's waiting and waiting. I'm in the front row on the stage, and no Deep Purple. And the people started getting really restless and getting pretty worked up. And I believe the promoter came out first, a local guy that I went to high school with at Valley High School in Las Vegas. And he came out and said, look, they're not going to be coming out tonight. And there was there was just this, I mean, intense, negative flow going on. And he said they're just not going to make it. And right then, Mick Fleetwood walks out in all of his tallness and height and said, well, listen, this is what we're going to do. Rory Gallagher and us, we're going to come out and play the blues for you all night long. And I'm standing there and I said, yeah! And the entire arena, Las Vegas Convention Center, pretty much went, no! And right then, I turned around and saw a rush, pretty much movement towards the back doors. And as I turned around, a quart beer bottle hurled, hit, almost squared me in the head. I don't think I would have survived that, and burst at my feet in front of me. That was, it must have been hurled, it was hurled from the nosebleeds way up in the, it's a rotunda convention center in the round. And I was just somewhat in shock. I looked back at the stage. Mick Fleetwood then said and flipped the entire auditorium off and said, "Well, F you then." And he turned around and left. And that's when the riot really started. And people were headed for the door. I made it out. People were hurt. And there were no longer shows at the Las Vegas Convention Center after September 1973 for a bit. They shifted to another venue at the Sahara Hotel. It was called the Space Center. Saw some great shows there. Elvin Bishop, New Riders, Mahavishnu Orchestra, Richie Havens warming up for John McLaughlin. Anyhow, what an experience, but what a night. The two acts that I did see, Rory Gallagher, I'll never forget it. And the night that I saw Fleetwood Mac touring the Penguin album, what a memory. All right. Thanks so much. See you next time.